Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News, an Indian perspective on All India Radio. This is Aditi Lumba and with me is Renuka, bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. As the world fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of caution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs first meeting of National Committee to commemorate 75 years of India's independence. Indian naval ships Sumedha and Kulish arrive in Bangladesh to celebrate 50 years of liberation of Bangladesh and historic India-Bangladesh friendship. International Women's Day being celebrated today. Indian women who made a mark on global arena in focus. Nepal's reinstated lower house of parliament holds its first meeting amidst boycott by Pushpa Kamal Dehal Prachanda and other lawmakers. Switzerland votes in a referendum favouring ban of full face coverings in public places. And in hockey, Indian men beat Great Britain by 3-2 in fourth and final match of Europe Tour in Belgium. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the celebration of 75 years of independence is one such festival in which the spirit of freedom struggle, tribute to martyrs and the pledge to create India could be experienced. The Prime Minister said this while chairing the first meeting of the National Committee to commemorate 75 years of independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, virtually on Monday.
प्रयास ये है कि कैसे आजादी के 75 साल का ये आयोजन, आजादी का ये अमृत महोत्सव भारत के जन जन का, भारत के हर मन का पर्व बने। साथियों, आजादी के 75 साल का ये पर्व एक ऐसा पर्व होना चाहिए जिसमें स्वाधीनता संग्राम की भावना, उसका त्याग साक्षात अनुभव हो सके, जिसमें देश के शहीदों को श्रद्धांजलि भी हो और उनके सपनों का भारत बनाने का संकल्प भी हो।
Mr. Modi said this festival should embody the glimpse of the glory of Sanatan Bharat and also the glow of modern India. He said that this festival should reflect the light of spirituality of the sages and also the talent and strength of our scientists. The Prime Minister said this event will also showcase our achievements of these 75 years to the world and also give a framework for resolution to us for the next 25 years. Mr. Modi informed that 5 pillars have been decided for the celebration of the 75 years. These are freedom struggle, ideas at 75, achievements at 75, actions at 75 and resolve at 75. All these should include the ideas and feelings of the 130 crore Indians. Celebrating 50 years of the liberation of Bangladesh and historic friendship between India and Bangladesh, 2 naval ships from India arrived in Dhaka on Sunday on a 3-day program. Our Dhaka correspondent with this report.
2 ships of the Indian Navy arrived at the port city of Mongla in Bangladesh today on a port call between March 8th and 10th. The ships INS Kulish and INS Sumedha were given a ceremonial welcome by the Bangladesh Navy on their arrival in Mongla. Sumedha is an indigenously built offshore patrol vessel and Kulish is an indigenously built guided missile corvette. They are visiting Bangladesh to commemorate the ongoing Swarnim Vijay Varsh and to reiterate the historic India-Bangladesh friendship. This is the first time that any Indian naval ship is visiting the port of Mongla to pay homage to the Bangladeshi and Indian combatants and citizens who laid down their lives during the Liberation War of 1971. It is also aimed to reiterate India's firm resolve and commitment to maintain peace, stability and good order in the region, in line with Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. During the stay, the commanding officers of the ships will call on the senior Bangladesh Navy officers to reaffirm Indian Navy solidarity and partnership with the Bangladesh Navy. The ship's crew will also participate in professional and cultural exchanges as well as friendly sports fixtures with their counterparts in the Bangladesh Navy. Rajesh Jha for World News, All India Radio, Dhaka.
Women played a significant role in the liberation war Bangladesh As India and Bangladesh celebrate 50 years of the liberation of Bangladesh, All India Radio brings you the voice of one such woman who was part of Armed Women Brigade trained in Dhaka. Ruqayya Kabir fought in the Liberation War of Bangladesh. In an interview with Prasar Bharati's special correspondent in Dhaka, Ms. Kabir narrates her story of the people's struggle against Pakistan and role of women in it.
We were organizing street corner meetings, processions, and speeches, this kind of things. While this situation was going on, after 7th March, when Bangabandhu spoke in the race course, Dijan race course, and declared that now our struggle is for our liberation. It is not only that ousting the military regime, but we want our liberation.
এবারের সংগ্রাম আমার মুক্তির সংগ্রাম এবারের সংগ্রাম স্বাধীনতার সংগ্রাম
So that was it, and then we started arms training in the Dhaka University playground with whatever, dummy rifle or whatever we could get, and some retired army personnel were providing us some training. And then after completion of 10 days of training, then we, with dummy rifle, we had a street march and went to Bangabandhu's house, and to show the nation that now there is no other way than armed struggle.
In Nepal, the reinstated lower house of the parliament held its first meeting on Sunday, during which Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda and other lawmakers boycotted the session. According to reports, Prime Minister KP Oli, who reached the parliament building to attend the session, also left the venue before the start of the meeting. President Bidya Devi Bhandari had last week summoned the session of the House of Representatives following the Supreme Court's February 24th verdict. The Supreme Court had reinstated the lower house of Nepal's parliament, which still had 2 years to run when it was dissolved. Meanwhile, the apex court on Sunday quashed the unification of the erstwhile Communist Party of Nepal, Unified Marxist-Leninists, and the Communist Party of Nepal, Maoist Centre, both led by two different leaders in 2018. The Supreme Court ruled that the allocation of the NCP name was illegal because the name was already allotted to a party led by Rishi Katil, according to reports.
In Switzerland, people have voted in favour of banning full face coverings in public places. The proposal was put into referendum after years of debate in the country, following similar bans in some European countries. According to official reports, 51.2% of voters have supported the proposal. The result means nobody in the country can cover their face completely in public, whether in shops or in open across the country, except in places of worship or for health and safety reasons. The Islamic Central Council of Switzerland has said that the ban is a great disappointment for Muslims. European countries, including France, Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria and Denmark, have already banned the full face coverings. President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has congratulated Iraq on the historic visit by Pope Francis. In a statement from the White House, Mr. Biden said that the Pope's visit was historic and a welcome first for the country. It added that the Pope's visit to Mosul and the offerings of prayers in the war-torn city is a symbol of hope for the entire world. Mr. Biden also expressed his admiration for Pope Francis for his commitment to promoting religious tolerance, the common bonds of humanity, and interfaith understanding. Pope Francis arrived in the Iraqi city of Mosul on Sunday and completed a 4-day trip focused on supporting Iraq's Christian community.
The government of Bangladesh has decided to include the foreign nationals residing in Bangladesh in the national vaccination program of the country. The vaccination for foreign nationals will begin from 17th of March. The High Commission of India has asked the Indian nationals residing in Bangladesh to register with it to facilitate the process of vaccination initiated by the government of Bangladesh. The Indian nationals have been asked to register on the Bangladesh government website www.surokha.gov.bd 6 days after they have registered with the High Commission of India. Foreign nationals will be able to get the vaccine only after registration on the Bangladesh government website and receiving the SMS. Now let's take a look at the coronavirus updates from around the world.
Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli received his first dose of India-made COVID-19 vaccine Covishield on Sunday. After receiving the vaccine, PM Oli urged the eligible group to take the vaccine without any fear in order to defeat COVID-19. The second phase of the inoculation drive officially began in Nepal on Sunday. Covishield, made by the Serum Institute of India (SII), is the only vaccine being administered in Nepal. India, under the Vaccine Maitri initiative, has been providing coronavirus vaccines to its neighboring countries. Made in India COVID vaccines also reached Mozambique on Monday. External Affairs Minister of India Dr. S. Jaishankar made the announcement in a tweet. India, under its Vaccine Maitri initiative, is supplying COVID-19 vaccines to neighboring and partner nations. Vietnam began its vaccination program on Monday. The first shots were given to healthcare workers. Security forces, diplomats, teachers and adults at least 65 years old will also be first in line for the shots. Monday's shots were part of the first batch of AstraZeneca vaccines that arrived last month. Vietnam said last month that it would acquire 150 million doses via direct purchase and the COVAX program. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said that she expects many more COVID-19 vaccines to arrive in the EU in April. According to reports, the EU chief has said she expects an average of around 100 million doses per month in the second quarter and a total of 300 million by the end of June. Germany will ease some restrictions starting on Monday, but which ones are taken down will depend on infection numbers and the state. New Zealand will obtain additional Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines for the entire country's population. The government signed an agreement to buy an extra 8.5 million doses, which along with the current 1.5 million doses will be enough to fully vaccinate 5 million people. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said that vaccines will come in the second half of the year. Abhishek Mukhopadhyay, World News, All India Radio.
This is All India Radio giving you the world news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
Three steps to stay protected and stay safe from COVID-19. Wear face mask, 2 gaz ki duri to maintain social distancing, maintain hand and face hygiene. International Women's Day is being celebrated across the world. The day is celebrated on the 8th of March every year to help forge a gender-equal world, celebrate women's achievements and their increasing visibility in every sphere of life. The theme this year is Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi greeted women on the occasion. In today's Hot Spot section, we are celebrating those Indian women who have made and are making their mark in global arena.
She's like sunshine, flying with the time. Battling all the odds, she's singing her own rhyme. She's a woman, in every role she's divine. A woman, who is she? She's a mother, a daughter, a sister, you name it. The quintessential woman who not only nurtures the family and the society, but the world with her poise, dignity, warmth and affection for all. The theme of International Women's Day this year is Choose to Challenge. Today, we bring to you stories of women who challenged the norms set by the society. They were driven by their passion and are now an example for the society. There are innumerable women influencers who have left a mark on the society with their distinguished work. Today we will bring to the fore the stories of such women influencers whose work has brought them laurels. The year 2020, as you all know, was battered by the pandemic. Life was tough for one and all. But in these trying times, there are women who have selflessly served the society. Yes, you got me right. Doctors were praised by the Prime Minister at several occasions. Every section of the society praised doctors for their selfless service. Dr. Uma Kumar, the head of Department of Rheumatology at AIIMS, shares her experience of working at the time of a global health crisis.
Yes, this unprecedented pandemic has changed working life of a doctor like anybody else's life. And not only in India, all across the globe, clinicians are struggling to cope up with the needs of the patients. And system is already so overstressed by now. And I also had to work under so much of negativity around and fear that I might spread deadly virus to my family, who are actually very diligently following COVID appropriate behavior. So there was anxiety and distress. But amidst all this, there was a hope which helped me in pulling through that phase. And I continued working and was in constant connect with my patients. And when we join medicine, we accept the hazards associated with our profession. So pandemic did not deter me to do what I wanted to do and what I had been doing for so long.
As the country was limping back to normalcy after the pandemic, a disaster struck the Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. A huge glacier burst in the Tapovan area of Uttarakhand's Chamoli district triggered a flash flood which resulted in massive destruction. As soon as the news broke, Swati Bhadoria, DM Chamoli, immediately rushed to the spot for crisis management. Under her able administration and with the help of several other central teams, many lives were saved. The rescue work is still on to trace the missing people. Ms. Bhadoria recalled the incident and shared details of the rescue and relief work.
At around 10:40, I was informed that an avalanche has hit the villages of Reni and Tapovan in our district, and I immediately rushed for the spot. When I left, I did not have any idea of the intensity. The rescue started immediately on the 7th of February as soon as the disaster struck, and our first priority was to save as many people alive as possible. So we immediately got on the task along with SDRF and ITBP, Army and everybody. Every day in office is different, and I think this Chamoli disaster was a big challenge, and because dealing with people's emotions, everything teaches us a lot of new things. So I think this disaster has also taught me a lot about coordination, a lot about patience, a lot about managing people's emotions.
Moving on to the world of business now. Entrepreneurship, which was once considered to be a male-dominated profession, is now seeing many women in leading role. One of the finest examples of a female entrepreneur is Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, the recipient of Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. She is a global influencer and has been ranked as India's richest woman in the Hurun list for 2021. She is the founder, chair and managing director of Biocon Limited. She founded India's largest listed biopharmaceutical firm by revenue in 1978. While speaking at an interview at Harvard Business School, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw said she believes that there should be more women in leadership role.
So, when I started the company, I had a sort of a two-pronged objective. One was, of course, for scientists to feel excited about pursuing a career in India, a research career in India. And the second one was for women. I wanted women to be pursuing careers. I want women in leadership roles.
The government has given a push on being Atmanirbhar. Disha Singh, the entrepreneur, is supporting this vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat with her enterprise Zook. Her enterprise is a vegan handbags and accessories brand. The products of Zook completely have Indian designs which are contemporary. The products have old Indian craft coming together with a modern touch. The name of the enterprise in itself means amalgamation of two different art forms. Disha Singh proudly says that they are completely Indian, as the raw material to which they source are from various parts of India. Also, currently, she has employed over 70 Indian craftsmen.
Zook is dance form, which is an amalgamation of two different forms. And that is what we are also trying to bring in when we are building out Zook, right? Wherein we are trying to get the rich heritage of India into the modern hands today, right? Like by making modern products. When we say that we are an Indian brand, it is not only that, all our products are manufactured in-house in a facility in Mumbai. All our products are also Indian looking. So not only everything that we do is based out of India, like all our karigars are from across India, that Indianness also speaks in our product itself. So we have a strength of more than 70 plus karigar in our manufacturing facility. In the different domains, we have more than 10 plus people. The fabric that we source also for our bags is sourced from different parts of our country as well. So we are, truly Indian.
What is a life without adventure? We bring to you the story of Padma Shri Anshu Jamsepa, the mountaineer who created world record by scaling the Mount Everest twice in 5 days. Yes, you heard me right. She is the world's first woman to climb Mount Everest twice in 5 days. She has scaled Everest 5 times till now. In 2011, she scaled the Everest twice in a season. She earned the record of being the first woman to scale the world's tallest peak twice in a season. In 2013, she climbed Everest for the third time. In 2017, she created the world record. This is for the first time ever a woman has climbed Everest this fast. Ms. Jamsepa shared her experience. She also spoke about the challenges she faced. Ms. Jamsepa believes women should have faith in themselves and follow their dreams.
I have climbed 5 times altogether, but weather it plays a major role. So in all these 5 attempts, except in one summit, rest of the time the weather was very bad. That was the biggest challenge that I had to face. And then also nowadays, like a lot of people, they go to climb Everest. So traffic is again another issue because a lot of immature climbers, they also come. So that becomes really difficult. You have to wait in the queue. It makes your climbing slow. So in that altitude, even if you stay there for 1 minute or say, then a lot of chances are there to get the frostbite. If you are mentally fit, if you're determined, then you can achieve anything and everything.
From the mountains up above the sky, let's have a look at women flying high. India has the maximum number of female commercial pilots as compared to other developed nations. Captain Nivedita Bhasin of Air India has many firsts in her name. She started flying in the year 1979 as a glider pilot. She is the youngest female pilot to command a jet plane. She was also the co-pilot of world's first all-women crew flight from Kolkata to Silchar in 1985. She is also the first female pilot to fly the Boeing 787, the Dreamliner. Captain Nivedita Bhasin shared the memories of her initial days as a pilot. She says there has been a welcome change in the country as people have accepted women pilots wholeheartedly.
I joined the airline in 1984. I was very young at that time, hardly turned 21, and I think it was just being at the right place at the right time. When I joined the airline, I flew the Fokker Friendship. Thereafter came on to the Boeing 737. And soon after, within 4 years of joining, I got an opportunity of becoming a captain on the Boeing 737. And like my male colleagues, I was of course the only woman in the batch. I was really young, so that's how I ended up as being the world's youngest woman jet captain. And in 2012, I was the first woman to fly the Dreamliner, the Boeing 787. And I had the opportunity to bring back Ferry, the second Dreamliner from the US to Delhi. I think the younger generation needs role models. If they see us, they believe they can do it. In our times, we didn't need role models. Our passion was enough to carry us through what we wanted to do. In those days, which was of course 35 years back, it was very different. It was very odd for passengers to see women flying, and many a time we had passengers getting off the planes just because they saw a woman at the controls. They were not so sure that we women could fly. Everybody has become more comfortable. They look for us on flights now, and they are quite happy to see us, in fact. So I think Indian Airlines allowed us, gave us permission, and did not discriminate at a time when the entire world was discriminating against women pilots. Even now, there are certain airlines which do not take women as airline pilots. So I think we should thank our airline for allowing us and for giving us an equal opportunity to fly alongside Indian Airlines and Air India.
A woman is not just born once, but she takes multiple births in a lifetime in different roles. Goes without saying that she excels in every role she's in. More power to all the women out there. A very happy Women's Day.
Indian women have made their mark in various spheres of life across the world. From politics to business to sports, there is no field of human endeavour untouched by Indian women, and they have come out with flying colours in all these endeavours. A report.
Vice President of United States of America Kamala Harris has many firsts to her name, including being the United States' first female vice president, the highest-ranking female official in U.S. history, and the first Asian American vice president. Harris's maternal ancestry comes from Tamil Nadu, India, as her mother, biologist Shamala Gopalan, moved to the United States from India in 1958 to pursue higher studies in nutrition and endocrinology at the University of California. Priyanka Radhakrishnan is New Zealand's first Minister of Indian origin. She holds multiple portfolios, including being the Minister for the Community and Voluntary Sector, Minister for Diversity, Inclusion and Ethnic Communities, Minister for Youth and Associate Minister for Social Development and Employment. Born in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, Radhakrishnan was conferred Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award in January 2021 for public service by the Indian President in a virtual ceremony. Chief Economist of the International Monetary Fund, Geeta Gopinath, was born in 1971 in Kolkata. Awarded Pravasi Bharatiya Samman by the President of India in 2019, she completed her graduation and post-graduation in economics from the University of Delhi. Later, she also studied at Washington University and completed her PhD from Princeton University. Indra Nooyi, former chairperson and CEO of PepsiCo, is perhaps the most famous woman business executive globally. Currently on the boards of Amazon and the International Cricket Council, she has consistently been ranked among the world's 100 most powerful women, being ranked the second most powerful woman on the Fortune list in 2015 and 2017. Nooyi is a pass-out from the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, and later attended Yale School of Management. Kalpana Chawla, a name most dear to all Indians, was the first woman of Indian origin to go to space. She first flew on Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997 as a mission specialist and primary robotic arm operator. In 2003, she was one of the 7 crew members who died in the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster when the spacecraft disintegrated during its re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. Chawla is regarded as national hero in India and was posthumously awarded the Congressional Space Medal of Honor. With Anuj Sharma's report, Valsa Williams for Parikrama.
Benchmark domestic stocks today logged marginal gains amid negative Asian cues. The rupee weakened 23 paise against the US currency. A report from the Business World.
The Sensex climbed 617 points or 1.22% to finish at 51,349. The NSE Nifty also surged 192 points or 1.28% to end at 15,116. The broader market at BSE also gained, outperforming the Sensex. The BSE Mid-Cap Index rose 1.5% and the BSE Small Cap Index appreciated 1.53%. In the Sensex Pack, shares of 25 companies gained while 5 fell, while in the sectoral indices at BSE, 18 out of the 19 sectors gained. In global equity market, Asian and European stocks rose, echoing the rally in US stocks in the previous session amid growing optimism over the global economic recovery. Japan's benchmark index reached 3 decades highs, logging gains of more than 2%. In bullion market.
And now moving on to sports. In men's hockey, India beat Great Britain 3-2 in a closely contested match at Antwerp, Belgium on Monday. Striker Mandeep Singh scored the all-important goal in the last minute of the game. It was India's 4th and final match of the Europe tour. Earlier on Saturday, India's previous match with Great Britain ended in a 1-1 draw.
Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world. As reported in the foreign press, the Washington Post reports that a silent march and a symbolic coffin marked the solemn eve of the trial in George Floyd's killing. Khaleej Times reports on the rollout of COVID-19 vaccination clinics on wheels in Dubai. A quick look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs first meeting of National Committee to commemorate 75 years of India's independence. Indian naval ships Sumedha and Kulish arrive in Bangladesh to celebrate 50 years of liberation of Bangladesh and historic India-Bangladesh friendship. International Women's Day being celebrated today. Indian women who made a mark on global arena in focus. Nepal's reinstated lower house of parliament holds its first meeting amidst boycott by Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda and other lawmakers. Switzerland votes in a referendum favouring ban of full face coverings in public places. And in hockey, Indian men beat Great Britain by 3-2 in 4th and final match of Europe tour in Belgium. As the world celebrates the International Women's Day, before we end, let us listen to a beautiful composition spreading a message of unity and solidarity. We are one woman.
Something in me wants to say. We are one woman, you
And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.